This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and this is another episode of What If. We're about a couple of days away from actually shooting a Star Trek thingy, parody. Anyway, so this is What If. It's early September, and yeah, this had nothing to do with that. Marvel, Disney. This one's called What If Doctor Strange Lost His Heart Instead of His Hands. This Doctor Strange gets in the car accident from the Doctor Strange movie, but with his girlfriend, and she's killed. This causes him to become Doctor Strange in a different way, and then to want to go use the time gem to go back in time and correct it, thus creating time loops and paradoxes and things like that, leading to the sorceress lady splitting him in half into essentially like the transporter Kirk and evil Kirk in Star Trek, and evil obsessed Strange goes and does with a thicker goatee goes and does mean things, and then like the Spock in Mirror Mirror, and the other one is lost to explain what's going on, and so his mojo is with the other one, and so it's also like the mojo episode of like Austin Powers, but in a sense, yeah, a little better than the last one, but the last one was a little weak. Was the No Avengers one? It was slightly longer than the last one. Clocking in at about 37 minutes. It had that weird rotoscope thing. The action scenes looked a little better than the other ones, but still a lot of the way this sort of rotoscope animation looks is just odd. They look uncanny. They did get the cast from Doctor Strange back to be in it. That was cool, but yeah, it's one of Jim Buffkin's favorites. So it's the Doctor Strange movie. But not this one, I don't think. Yeah, and they meet a Cthulhu at one point. So it's connected to that. A Cthulhu creature, elder god thing pops out of a ancient library on the planet. There's a lot of phony sorcery imagery and things like that. They can't literally do Wiccan stuff or sorcery stuff for real in a Disney movie. That would be messed up, pagan, and potentially get in trouble with the religious groups. So it's all made up fictional stuff. Yeah, completely nonsense runes that don't mean anything and stuff like that. So it's fine. Yeah, no pentagrams in the background. Nothing like that. But he definitely turns into sort of a misguided evil creature, and then the universe is being destroyed and she's melting, and there's anything to do with the Mountains of Madness, which is going to come out later. I don't know. Probably not. I don't think these what ifs do, but they are indicating the Watchers are around, and yeah. So, and the Watcher has to not interfere, and he's watching them. Says he's not a god. No, he's a demigod. But yeah, yeah. So, it was all right, I guess. Okay. Sorcery, fantasy, space story. But yeah, the what ifs are a little weak. Because of the whole premise, the what ifs. Yeah, so there's kind of a review. It's not that long, I know, but yeah, it's not. It has elements of a Mark's Cards story kind of in it, but I don't think he wrote it or had anything to do with it. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, So it's similar to a Twilight Zone episode, too. There was an old Twilight, and an Outer Limits that did kind of something similar. There was an old Twilight Zone and an Outer Limits, both of which did this kind of story before. So it's very similar to those two. Yeah. Black and white Twilight Zone and an Outer Limits. Also black and white. Had some similar idea. Sure. Well, if you're going to crib something, crib from the Twilight Zone. Anyway, so, yeah. Anyway, yeah. I mean, they did for Terminator. Cameron took it from the Glass Hand and Soldier for Twilight Zone and Outer Limits, and to make Terminator, and that was Harlan Ellison. Anyway, so that's not the case here. I don't know which Twilight Zone episode this refers to, but I've seen it. It was a long time ago, and yeah, it's kind of a similar plot. This sorcerer guy wants to bring his dead wife back, so he does everything he can. It's also similar to modern Prometheus, which was the precursor to Frankenstein, and some other stuff like that. Or I think modern Prometheus was Frankenstein. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it became Frankenstein. It's kind of the same idea. Bride of Frankenstein, a little bit of that in there. Yeah, that too. Well, a lot of stuff in there. Fantasy idea. It's one of the fantasy tropes, using some sort of magic to bring back somebody. Is man versus the demagoguery, space magic, whatever. That's one of the tropes of mysteries. Anyway, so that was what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? Yeah. Even though technically, in the Doctor Strange movie, they damaged his hands; they weren't lost. But okay.